Welcome to Vitalis Esala Leadership Lab, where management theory becomes real leadership practice. My name is Vitalis Esala. I explore how leaders can actually lead people effectively, not just in theory, but in practice. Before we go further, if you want to receive insights like this every week, make sure you subscribe so you can be notified when new videos are released. Let me ask you something. When was the last time a performance review actually changed someone's performance? Not just documented it, not just evaluated it, actually improved performance. When was the last time? Because the reality is, most performance reviews don't inspire people. They don't develop people. And in many cases, they actually disengage people. So the question is, why do organizations keep using a system that doesn't work? You call someone, you give them the performance review, and the performance does not change. Why do we keep doing it? Here's the truth. Performance reviews fail when they are treated as evaluation tools instead of development tools. Great leaders don't use performance reviews to judge people. They use feedback as a continuous process to help people improve. Let's break this down. In most organizations, performance reviews are infrequent, often once a year. And it's top down, where the manager calls you to his or her office. And we even refer to it as being called to the principal's office. That's what it feels like. Like you did something wrong or you need to be admonished about something. And the performance reviews are focused on ratings. They are focused, on what you do. And they are disconnected from daily work. They are the perception, let me say it that way, they are the perception of the manager of your performance. And research shows something striking. Only a small percentage of employees feel that performance reviews actually help them improve. So what happens? People prepare defensively. Managers rush through the process. It takes a few minutes. Feedback feels forced and delayed. And instead of driving performance, the system creates frustration. Leaders often say, people don't take feedback well. But the real issue is, the feedback system itself is poorly designed. Because think about this. Feedback comes too late. It feels subjective. It's tied to the pay and judgment. And employees have little voice in the process anyway. They just come to listen to you, to hear what you have to say, and they leave. That's not feedback. It's not a feedback system. That's a compliance system at best. Imagine a hospital leader who evaluates a nurse once a year. During that review, they say, you need to improve communication. You need to be more proactive. But for the past 12 months, there was no consistent feedback, no coaching, no real-time correction. So what happens? The nurse hears criticism, but no pathway to improve. Now imagine a different approach. Weekly or maybe monthly check-ins. If you cannot do it weekly because it might become cumbersome. If you do monthly check-ins, you will give clear expectations and you will give immediate feedback and make it a two-way conversation. In that case, you can even decipher what's going on in people's lives that is either hindering them or allowing them to perform. If you see them at least 12 times in a year, the likelihood of discovering what's going on in their life and giving them effective and timely feedback is high. But if you see them once a year, the likelihood of giving them appropriate feedback is divided by 12. You see what I'm saying? Now, performance is not judged once a year if you do it 12 times a year. It is developed continuously. This is where emotional intelligence matters deeply. Emotionally intelligent leaders understand feedback matters. They understand that feedback affects identity. They understand that timing affects reception. If you give a timely feedback, the reception can be high. They understand that the tone itself affects trust. They don't just ask, did I give feedback? But they ask, was my feedback helpful, timely, and understood? You can have good feedback, but is it timely? Is it understood? Is it given as a two-way conversation or as a top-down admonition? Because feedback is not just information. No, it is an emotional experience, an emotional invitation to dialogue. Transformational leaders don't rely on outdated systems. They transform how performance is managed. They increase feedback frequency. They involve employees in the process. They shift from rating to coaching. They align feedback with real work. Because they understand that performance improves through dialogue, not judgment. If you can tell, I'm insisting on a few points here, such as dialogue. Servant leaders approach performance differently as well. They don't ask questions such as, how do I evaluate my people? But they ask, how do I help my people grow? That changes everything. Because now feedback becomes support. And when people feel supported, they engage more. If you saw my, I think it was my last video, that's what I talked about. They understand that feedback needs to become guidance It needs to become development, not pressure, not fear. Because when you have this mindset that when you are being called at the manager's office is like being called at the principal's office, you develop some kind of anxiety, some kind of fear. If you want to fix performance in your team, start here. I will give you a few things you should do. 1. Make feedback frequent. Don't wait for annual reviews. Give feedback regularly. The second thing, make it specific, not general. Vague feedback creates confusion. Clear feedback creates improvement. And the third thing, make it two-way. Ask employees what's working and what is not working. And the fourth thing, separate feedback from fear. If every conversation feels like judgment, people will shut down, wouldn't you? And the fifth thing, focus on development. Shift from here's your rating to here is how you grow. When people see that, they will start to shift. Let me give you a powerful reframe. Instead of asking, how do I evaluate performance? Start asking, how do I continuously develop performance? That's what great leaders do. So here's the bottom line. Performance reviews don't fail because people resist feedback. No. They fail because the system is outdated. And great leaders understand that performance is not a yearly event. Feedback must be continuous. And development, not judgment, drives results. This week, I want to challenge you. Instead of waiting for your next performance review, start giving real feedback today. In real time. In real situations. In real conversations. Because that's where performance actually improves. If you found this helpful, I'll be sharing insights like this every week, drawing from advanced leadership research, current advanced leadership systems, and real-world practice. This is Vitalis Esala Leadership Lab, where management theory becomes real leadership practice. If you're currently facing a situation where you need clarity and a real decision, not just theory, I offer one-on-one clarity sessions. See you in the next video.